Hi, so in this video I'm making this lamp which you can use as a reading lamp or a bedside table lamp. This light is giving a warmer and a softer light which is much more easy on your eyes. To make this I'm using a scrap piece of wood and an old water bottle. And this is going to be a square base. I then use my calipers to measure the diameter of the bottle because I want to cut a hole in the wood. After marking all the things that I need to cut, I use my jigsaw to cut it all. I'm going to cut another piece of wood because I want the base to be a little bit thick. So I'm going to stack two pieces of wood on top of each other. Here I'm using my mini grinder to sand the inside of the hole. Then I temporarily screwed the pieces so that way I can easily sand them. So after sanding the edges, I sanded the corners to make it a little bit nicer. Alright, so now I'm going to move on to the bottle. So first I'm making a hole so that way I can pass the wires of the LEDs. Then I drilled two more holes because I thought I could screw this thing to the wood, but later I just used glue instead. Okay, so next I got this foam piece. I think I got it from AliExpress when ordering a poster. I used my blade to cut it in half but not fully, so that way I can install LED strips inside of it. I glued two strips of LEDs together so that way the light would spread around evenly. Now here I could have used a color changing RGB lights, but I wanted this thing to be a white light, so that's why I used a regular warm white LEDs. And also using a dedicated white light like this, so white light like this, you get much more better brightness compared to RGB lights. Now when I was going to put this thing inside of the bottle, I ran into a small issue. When I put the lights inside of the foam piece, it actually made the foam piece a little bit bigger, so now it wouldn't fit inside of the bottle. So I used a heat gun to shrink the whole bar. This didn't really work out that well because the foam bar didn't shrink evenly. Alright, so back to the base again. So I'm using this DC power jack so that way I can have a detachable cable in this. I marked the place roughly and I use my mini grinder to carve the wood. I also made a small channel for the wire to go so that way when I put the bottle there wouldn't be any gaps. After testing and making sure that it's working for the last time, I used silicone to glue the bottle to the wooden piece. Next, I use some wood dust to make a paste which I can use to cover the gaps. Once it's all dry, I sanded it and then I painted the wood. I wanted to make a small cage around the bottle to give it a little bit of a vintage look, I guess. So I used some wire coat hangers to make the cage part. After test fitting it, I repeated the whole process to get another piece. I drilled some holes on the base, and to permanently mount this, I used super glue. So with that, it is mostly done, and this is how it looks. Now I say mostly done because I'm not really satisfied with how the light tube came out. To turn this thing on, you can use something like this, which is a 5V to 12V converter, or you can use a 12V power supply as well. Now this looks really nice and it's giving a nice glow to the surrounding area, but the issue is this thing is a little bit too bright, so it's harsher on your eyes. So to fix that issue and the uneven issue, I'm going to fill this with pillow stuffing. So this is how it looks when I add the pillow stuffing in. And I actually think this looks way better than before because now the light is much more soft, so it's easy on your eyes, and it looks like a bottle of clouds, which I really like. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video because that's all I have to show in this video. So thank you very much for watching.